Please remember one thing. You only lose when you give up. Remember this. Remember this. Over and over again. You only lose when you give up. When you do not give up, you can win from the most incredible situations. Failure is not the end of the road, but rather a stepping stone to success. Many people view failure as something negative, a sign that they are incapable or unworthy of achieving their goals. However, failure is simply a lesson in disguise, an opportunity to grow, adapt, and improve. Throughout history, some of the most successful individuals have encountered failure numerous times before finally reaching their breakthroughs. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times while trying to invent the light bulb. Instead of viewing these failures as signs to give up, he saw them as valuable lessons, each one bringing him closer to success. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." This mindset of learning from mistakes rather than being defeated by them is what ultimately led him to his groundbreaking invention. Similarly, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, faced countless rejections before her manuscript was finally accepted by a publisher. At one point, she was a struggling single mother, facing financial hardships and rejection letters from multiple publishers. If she had given up after her first few failures, the world would never have known the magic of Harry Potter. Instead, she persisted, believing in her work despite the setbacks. Today, she is one of the most successful authors in history, proving that failure is not a sign to stop but a challenge to overcome. Failure teaches valuable lessons that success never could. When we fail, we are forced to analyze what went wrong, rethink our strategies, and find new ways to approach our goals. It builds resilience and sharpens our skills, making us better prepared for future challenges. Those who fear failure and avoid it at all costs often miss out on these crucial learning experiences. The truth is, failure is not a measure of our abilities, but of our willingness to keep trying. Every mistake holds the potential to bring us closer to success, as long as we refuse to see it as the end of the journey. Resilience is what truly defines success. It is not the absence of failure that makes someone successful, but rather their ability to keep going despite setbacks, disappointments, and obstacles. Many people believe that success is a straight path, where talent and intelligence alone determine the outcome. However, the reality is that success is often a long and difficult journey, filled with struggles, and those who achieve great things are the ones who refuse to give up, no matter how many times they fall. The difference between winners and those who fail permanently is not that winners never face hardship, but that they keep pushing forward even when everything seems to be going against them. History is filled with stories of individuals who faced repeated failure, but never allowed it to stop them. One of the greatest examples is Walt Disney. Before creating the empire that is now one of the most recognizable brands in the world, Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor told him he lacked creativity. He later started a business that went bankrupt. Many people would have given up after facing such harsh rejections. But Disney did not let these failures define him. He kept working toward his dreams, overcoming financial troubles and multiple setbacks, until he finally found success. Today, his name is associated with imagination, perseverance, and worldwide success, all because he refused to quit when things got tough. Another remarkable example is Oprah Winfrey, who faced significant hardships throughout her life. She was born into poverty, faced numerous personal struggles, and was even fired from her job as a news anchor because she was told she was not fit for television. However, instead of accepting defeat, she continued to work hard, believing in her ability to create something meaningful. Through resilience, she transformed her life, becoming one of the most influential media personalities in the world. The story is proof that setbacks do not determine a person's worth or potential, only their persistence does. Resilience is also about maintaining the right mindset when things do not go as planned. Many people become discouraged after a few failures, believing they are not capable of achieving their dreams. However, those who truly succeed understand that failure is just part of the journey. They do not allow negative thoughts to take over, nor do they let temporary defeats become permanent obstacles. Instead, They develop the ability to bounce back stronger, using failures as lessons rather than as excuses to stop trying. The road to success is never easy, but those who keep going, despite the difficulties, are the ones who eventually reach their goals. Overcoming challenges is what shapes a person and builds real strength. Life is full of obstacles, and no one is exempt from facing difficulties. However, it is in these difficult moments that true character is formed. Struggles are not meant to break a person, but to mold them into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Without challenges, growth would be impossible, and success would have no meaning. Every challenge that comes a person's way is an opportunity to improve, to push beyond limitations, and to develop the skills necessary to achieve great things. Many of the most successful people in history had to endure hardships that tested their determination. Take the story of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid. Instead of letting his time in prison destroy his spirit, he used it as a period of reflection and growth. He emerged not with bitterness, but with a stronger vision and an unbreakable will to bring change. The struggles he faced did not defeat him. They made him into the leader that South Africa needed. His story is a testament to the fact that hardships are not barriers to success, but stepping stones toward it. Another example is Helen Keller, who lost her sight and hearing at a very young age. Many would have assumed that such a life-altering challenge would prevent her from ever achieving anything significant. However, she refused to be defined by her disabilities. Through sheer determination and relentless effort, she learned to communicate, graduated from college, and went on to become a writer, activist, and lecturer. Her struggles did not weaken her, they strengthened her, giving her the ability to inspire millions around the world. Her story proves that no obstacle is too great if a person is willing to fight through it. Challenges also teach important life lessons that shape the way a person approaches the future. When someone faces difficulties and refuses to give up, they develop problem-solving skills, emotional resilience, and a greater appreciation for success when it finally arrives. Struggles force individuals to step out of their comfort zones, to adapt and to find creative solutions to problems they never anticipated. Without these experiences, people remain stagnant, never realizing their true potential. Every hardship carries a hidden lesson, and those who embrace these lessons rather than run from them emerge stronger, more capable, and more prepared for whatever lies ahead. Difficult moments also reveal a person's true strength. Many people do not realize how powerful they are until they are pushed to their limits. It is easy to feel discouraged when faced with setbacks. But those who keep moving forward despite adversity prove to themselves and to the world that they are capable of more than they ever imagined. Strength is not something that people are born with. It is something that is built through endurance, perseverance, and the ability to rise after every fall. Each time a person overcomes a challenge, they become more confident, more capable, and more prepared to face even greater challenges in the future. Success often comes after the toughest moments, when it seems like everything is falling apart and there is no way forward. Many people give up when they are just on the verge of achieving something great, not realizing that their struggles are a necessary part of the journey. It is often at the point of greatest difficulty that a breakthrough is just around the corner. The moments of doubt, frustration, and exhaustion are not signs to quit, but signals that a person is being tested to see how much they truly want their goals. Those who push through these moments, despite the overwhelming urge to give up, are the ones who eventually reach success. There are countless stories of individuals who almost gave up, but held on just long enough to see their efforts pay off. One of the most famous examples is Colonel Harland Sanders, the founder of KFC. He was in his 60s when he began trying to sell his fried chicken recipe to restaurants. He was rejected over 1,000 times before finally finding success. Most people would have given up after a few dozen rejections, let alone hundreds, but he refused to stop. If he had given in to discouragement, the world would never have known the brand that has now become a global sensation. His story proves that perseverance, even in the face of repeated failure, can eventually lead to incredible success. Another powerful example is Sylvester Stallone, who struggled for years to make it in the film industry. He was broke, rejected by countless casting agents, and at one point he was even forced to sell his dog because he could not afford to feed him. He wrote the script for Rocky and was offered money for it, but the studios refused to cast him in the lead role. Despite his desperate financial situation, he held on to his belief that he was meant to play Rocky. Eventually, a studio agreed and the film became a massive success, launching his career and making him one of the most recognizable actors in the world. If he had given up during his lowest moments, he never would have achieved his dreams. Success requires patience, endurance, and the ability to keep going when things are at their worst. Many people assume that if they encounter too many obstacles, it means they are not meant to succeed. However, obstacles are not a sign to stop. They are a test of determination. The moment when everything feels impossible is often the moment before a breakthrough. This is because hardships force people to grow, to become more resourceful, and to develop the strength needed to handle success when it finally arrives. If success came easily, it would not be as meaningful or as rewarding. It is the struggle that makes the victory worth it. The truth is that most people fail not because they lack talent or ability, but because they give up too soon. The road to success is never smooth, and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Those who keep going despite failures, disappointments, and discouragements are the ones who ultimately achieve their dreams. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often just the decision to keep moving forward, even when it seems hopeless. The hardest moments are not the end, they are the final tests before success. Mindset plays a crucial role in determining success or failure. The way a person thinks about challenges, setbacks, and opportunities directly influences their ability to persevere and achieve their goals. A strong, determined mindset sees obstacles as temporary roadblocks rather than permanent barriers. On the other hand, a negative or doubtful mindset convinces a person that failure is the end of the journey rather than a stepping stone towards success. Those who succeed in life are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest, but rather the ones who believe in themselves, stay focused, and refuse to be discouraged by temporary defeats. A great example of the power of mindset is Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He was once cut from his high school basketball team, a moment that could have shattered his confidence and ended his dream. Instead, he used the rejection as motivation to train harder and improve his skills. He did not let that one setback define his future. His mindset was one of growth, persistence, and resilience, which ultimately led him to become a legend in the sport. If he had allowed that early failure to convince him that he was not good enough, the world would have never seen his greatness. Another example is Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company. Before achieving success, he faced multiple business failures. His first two automobile companies went bankrupt, and many people doubted his ideas. However, Ford had an unshakable belief in his vision and refused to let failure define him. He saw each setback as an opportunity to learn and improve. Eventually, his perseverance paid off, and he revolutionized the automobile industry by introducing mass production. His mindset was what separated him from those who gave up after their first few failures. Mindset is also important because it affects how a person reacts to difficult situations. When faced with a challenge, someone with a strong mindset will look for solutions, adapt, and keep pushing forward. On the other hand, someone with a weak mindset will see the same challenge as an excuse to give up. This difference in perspective is what ultimately determines who succeeds and who does not. People with a winning mindset do not let self-doubt take over. Instead, they remind themselves that failure is temporary and that progress is always possible with effort and determination. Another key aspect of mindset is self-belief. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they do not believe they can succeed. When a person believes in themselves, they develop the confidence to take risks, work hard, and stay committed to their goals. This self-belief is what keeps them going even when others doubt them. It allows them to ignore negativity, push past fear, and keep striving for their dreams no matter how difficult the journey becomes. The way a person talks to themselves also plays a major role in shaping their mindset. If someone constantly tells themselves they are not good enough, that they will never succeed, or that they are wasting their time, they start to believe it. This negative self-talk can be incredibly damaging and prevent them from even trying. On the other hand, positive self-talk, reminding oneself of strengths, past achievements, and the possibility of success, can provide the motivation needed to keep going. What a person repeatedly tells themselves becomes their reality, so maintaining a positive and determined mindset is essential. Having the right mindset does not mean that difficulties will disappear, but it does mean that a person will be better equipped to handle them. Those with a strong mindset understand that challenges are part of the journey and that persistence is key. They do not waste time complaining about problems or blaming others. Instead, they focus on what they can control and keep moving forward. Success is not reserved for those who never struggle, but for those who refuse to let their struggles define them. A person's mindset can either be their greatest obstacle or their greatest weapon. It all depends on how they choose to think and respond to the challenges they face. Never giving up is not just about personal success. It is also about the impact that perseverance can have on others. People who refuse to quit, even in the face of overwhelming obstacles, become a source of inspiration for those around them. Their stories serve as reminders that no dream is too big and no challenge is too great to overcome. When one person pushes through hardships and achieves something remarkable, it gives others the confidence to believe in themselves and their own abilities. The influence of determination extends beyond the individual. It creates a ripple effect that can inspire an entire generation. There are countless examples of individuals whose persistence changed not only their own lives, but also the lives of millions. One such example is Thomas Edison, whose relentless pursuit of innovation led to the invention of the light bulb. He failed thousands of times before finally succeeding, but his refusal to give up paved the way for advancements that transformed the world. His story has inspired countless inventors, entrepreneurs, and dreamers who now understand that failure is simply a step towards success. If he had given up early in his journey, the world might have been very different today. Another example is Malala Yousafzai, who stood up for the right to education, despite the dangers she faced. She was attacked for speaking out, yet she did not let fear silence her. Instead, she continued her fight for education, becoming a global advocate for girls' rights. Her bravery and resilience have inspired millions to stand up for their own beliefs, proving that one person's determination can spark a movement that changes lives. Her journey demonstrates that perseverance is not just about personal achievement. It can also be about making a difference in the world. In sports, there are many athletes who have become symbols of perseverance, motivating others to push past their own limits. One such example is Serena Williams, who faced numerous challenges throughout her career, including injuries, setbacks, and criticism. Yet she never allowed those obstacles to stop her from pursuing her passion. Her determination to keep going, even when the odds were against her, has made her a role model for aspiring athletes everywhere. She has shown that success is not just about talent, but about the ability to rise after every fall and continue striving for greatness. Perseverance also inspires within families, friendships, and communities. When someone refuses to give up, they set an example for those closest to them. A parent who works tirelessly to provide for their children teaches them the value of hard work and dedication. A teacher who never gives up on struggling students shows them that they are capable of success, no matter how difficult the subject may seem. A friend who continues chasing their dreams despite multiple failures encourages those around them to do the same. The determination of one person can ignite the courage and ambition of many others. There is also a powerful effect that comes from proving doubters wrong. Many people give up because they listen to those who say they are not good enough, talented enough, or strong enough to succeed. But when someone keeps pushing forward despite the negativity, they not only achieve their own dreams, but also send a message to the world that perseverance wins over doubt. The success stories of people who were once told they would never make it serve as motivation for others facing similar struggles. They prove that as long as a person keeps going, their dreams remain possible. When a person refuses to give up, they create a lasting legacy. They become proof that effort, patience, and resilience lead to greatness. Their story can be passed down for generations, inspiring people they may never even meet. The impact of persistence is limitless, shaping the future in ways that cannot always be seen immediately. A single act of perseverance can change a life, a community, or even the world. In the end, the difference between success and failure is often just the decision to keep going. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but those who refuse to give up ultimately find a way to succeed. Every failure is a lesson, every struggle is an opportunity to grow, and every obstacle is a test of determination. No matter how difficult the journey gets, the key is to keep moving forward, believing that every step brings you closer to your goals. True defeat only comes when you stop trying. So no matter how hard things may seem, remember that perseverance has the power to turn dreams into reality. Keep pushing, keep believing, and never give up, because success may be just one step away.